talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about rumors. Let's talk about facts.
We gon' talk about life. We gon' talk about death. Romance, finances, generational wealth.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Hello.
Oh my God, y'all. We're together.
It's been a minute.
It's us, baby. Yeah.
It's been a minute. It has definitely been a minute.
The dynamic duo is back. Hey, hey. Let's get some comments up here. No.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our energy is a little bit more popping when we in each other's presence.
We have to look.
We gotta figure
live
something
down
out.
the street, so
We gotta figure something out.
mm-hmm.
See, here's the thing, you guys. This is Marsha E. Dudley, and I am Toya.
Oh,
Lewis.
yes.
Because we just talking.
Yes.
This is why we shouldn't be together, because we don't know how to.
No.
We don't know.
This is what we should. So we're talking about tonight.
Are we guilty forever? Is what we're talking about. But before we start talking about that, can we talk about this here Super Bowl halftime show real quick? Can we?
It's good.
Can we do that? Because I got my entire life. I wanted so much. I wanted Mary to do about 10 more songs. Snoop, Drake. I needed. And Kendrick was the best performance in all of that.
Yeah.
It just did something for my soul.
I don't know. I like
It did something for my
Snoop.
soul. What? Oh, of course. Well, once he
I
had
like
his
Snoop.
little, but
Like everybody
it was
with
something
Dickies.
about Kendrick's performance that just it did it for me.
Yeah.
It did it for me. What y'all think? What was y'all thought on the halftime show? Y'all let us know what y'all thought about the halftime show.
Hold on. How about when Mary fainted or
When she just that was her death drop. That was her death drop. Somebody go post. Hey, who is that? Who? Rakia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, welcome. I don't remember ever seeing this name on here before.
No, she's look.
Welcome. So, Rakia, what did you think about the halftime show for the Super Bowl? Tell us. So, what was your thoughts?
I liked the Super Bowl. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was just nice seeing all of those iconic people in rap who, started this thing. Now, what they should have did, they should have had NWA on there too. You know what I'm saying? He should have went ahead and brought in a little NWA, but he didn't, so it was all good.
Well, Rakia said she enjoyed it.
Yeah, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. I didn't have anything bad to say about it. I loved all of it.
Yes.
I think everybody kept saying that they wanted more, but I think that's just because we know all those hits that all of them have put out, and we're greedy. We're greedy people.
Yes, we are greedy. I need them to go on a tour now.
Oh,
that would.
Okay, and so we were all together during the halftime. Did y'all notice that Eminem took a knee?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all know that? I when we were together, I just thought that was just his thing. But I realized later everybody was like that. Hey, Eminem took a knee.
But it was a part of the. They said he had done that in the.
Oh, I didn't know. Look, somebody else said Ice Cube too. Right, Cube should have been on there. They was representing LA, so I was like, Cube should have been on there.
I mean, but you can't have everybody represent LA. Y'all know how the West Coast like to fight and stuff, so we had to break it up a little bit.
And then I realized that they put 50 and the rest of them.
That was the surprise.
Yeah. So
and then seeing Anderson
mm-hmm.
up there and the guy from The Roots.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So yeah, I really like the halftime show. I think that they did a really, really good job. It was really professional, but represented hip hop to the fullest.
It did.
I loved it.
I mean, I know the others may not have liked it as much because that's not their type of thing, but
yeah. And oh, look, Coco, Boss Shar, that's my girl, Coco. Coco said that they raised us. They did. Those were the types of songs that we were raised on. You know, it was, to me, that was real rap. When you could understand what they saying, they weren't going, all that type of stuff. Yeah, that was real rap. Oh, DJ Quick. Oh yeah, it's so many people.
I feel like they only had, so I found out they only had 14 minutes, and it was a time getting everything down to that 14 minutes. And the way they executed it,
they did that,
was perfect.
Yeah,
it was perfect. Yeah.
And I think everybody, like I said, everybody got to showcase. I love when 50 Cent was in there doing, when he did his little crunch cake. I was like, yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get to the guilty forever, but internet was going ham on him,
calling him dollar.
Yeah, okay, it's funny because we can laugh, but let's think about this. Let's think about this. How many people you know in their 40s? He's what, 46? He's about 46.
But he old.
Well, hold on now.
He's older. He's
hold
older.
We're about the same age. And I think about all the people that I know in my regular life. Nobody looks like that. If this is his worst, what is that saying for the regular people?
I'm not saying anything. My mouth is quiet.
What is that saying for the regular people in the world?
My mouth is quiet.
I'm just saying. Okay. So, we're over that. We're over that. Shar says he's seasoned.
He sure is.
Definitely. Okay. So, are we guilty forever? So behind that is, so we were talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That was the original thing to spark this conversation. Bill Cosby, and will he be guilty forever? Even though he's not in jail anymore, he isn't this and he isn't that. With most Black, brown people, if you have a rap sheet, you've been to prison or whatever, you get out, is a constant stigma of you're guilty. Whether you were found, like if there was a whole bunch of evidence against you or not.
And we take that from, look how Martha is. Martha went to prison and everything. And when Martha got out, her life flourished. And I'm talking about like she's doing it.
She got more cred from our people than she did her people. See, her and Snoop chilling like.
Yeah. But it's like, can Bill Cosby recover? Do you think that, he's able to recover from this? And because before he went in, he wanted to buy a station. And that's a lot of people, of course, those who are into these conspiracy theories, saying that that's why he went to jail and all this stuff came up on him, was because he was trying to buy a TV station and promote more Black, more Black shows and stuff like that. So can he recover? They haven't done Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry like that. You know what I'm saying? So
what do you mean they haven't done them like
what
that?
I'm saying is that, and then maybe because they went and bought their own show, their own TV station. Bill was trying to purchase his TV station from
already existing.
Yes. And so I think that if you wanted to create,
but he was trying to get like a prime station, one that you don't necessarily need cable to watch. So that was the flag right there. Like,
so do you think he can recover? Do we think that he can recover, that he can go back and, because the man is 80 some years old?
He's a good 85. A good 85.
But he still has a lot of value. Can he recover, especially in our community?
I mean, I can only speak for self. Oh, I can also speak for my aunts because they crazy.
What do they say?
Girl, my aunts be wildin'. What they say? Them women wanted to give up that from the country, so that's kind of how they talk out there. It was just giving it to him. What are you doing in his house? I mean, and I'm with them on that. Like, why are you there?
But I think we say that about R. Kelly. We say it about a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like sometimes we put ourselves in situations that we are looked at crazy because why? Why did you even do that? Why would you go there? Yeah. Like there had to be something that in the back of your mind that said, this man might want some ass.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
At 3 o'clock in the morning. He gonna want me to open up my legs. Because my grandma said that's the only thing open at that time.
It's legs.
That's the only thing.
So do you think, but even when R. Kelly, because R. Kelly, he's going to get out. Do we think that these people can recover? These are major people and that have impacted our community. Are we going to open up our arms and say, hey,
and distinguish between them as a celebrity and their talent and them as a regular person on the street just doing whatever they want to do? I don't have a problem with either one of them.
What do y'all think? Do y'all got a problem with them? It was the culture back then. I agree with that about, I tell people all the time, in the 70s, I think that's all they did was drugs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not giving Bill a pass because out of all those women, of course, there's a few of them. There's some truth to it. But I believe that, again, sometimes we put ourselves in situations and I don't know.
Where we don't look believable.
Yeah.
Or we're questioned because at 3 o'clock in the morning. The majority of the stories was at a crazy hour. He said he could help my future. That's how he was going to help your future because that's what they did back then.
Yeah. And I know feminists are going to say, well, it's my body. And if you say no, no means no. And I get that.
He didn't give them the opportunity to say no because they said yes when they came to his house at that time.
And he already had a reputation. He was already he had a reputation. And just like R. Kelly had a reputation.
Right.
And people
back in the 80s, they were.
Yeah. And people still opened themselves up. So it's kind of, I don't know, I'm just on the fence with a lot of things.
She says, Bill Cosby is old enough to where he has evolved and potentially changed. R. Kelly, I don't think so. Well, R. Kelly is sick. So unless he gets the mental help that he needs, he's not gonna change. Nobody's gonna change. This is what he's been doing since he was a little boy, before he was a grown man.
Yeah.
So he was being molested. So that's what he knows. Mm-hmm. And it's something about being molested as a child. If you don't get help, then you become the molester. Mm. And he's not just doing it to young people, he's doing it to older women as well.
Yeah. And I think that for him, I think that there's still so much left inside of him. And like you said, I think he definitely needs some help. And I think that he'll be able to recover.
I mean, all you got to do is write another song.
Exactly.
Because I still sing the other ones. So, I mean, he doesn't leave my radio because he was doing. I knew when I was a teenager what the word on the street was about R. Kelly. I tried to go to a couple concerts and find him.
You put some pigtails in your hair?
No.
You was like
no. No, I didn't do all that. But I'm just saying, let's not act as if the parents aren't culpable in some of that.
And then we gotta get this man a break. He didn't like little babies. He didn't like he liked little fast little girls.
Like that, me?
Like me.
When I was a teenager.
Yes. It wasn't like he was out here getting the baby.
Just so I can get the props up. So, girl, you was able to get him.
Yeah.
He wanted you.
Yeah, so I don't know. And like I said, I don't want to ever make anybody, because people who have been sexually assaulted, I don't ever want.
Right. I don't want to make light of any of that.
Yeah, we're not making light of it. But it's like we're also, I think there's, to me, in my mind, this is my opinion, I feel like there was a lot of these girls, their mothers and fathers were taking them to his house.
Right.
And I know we've talked about this 1,000 times. I just think that a lot of times we don't take ownership of our own actions and we put ourselves in predicaments to be hurt. So I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about celebrities. Let's talk about our everyday Joe.
Yeah.
Or Pookie. When he does something wrong, or when Keisha does something wrong, and they end up going to prison for a couple years and they get out. The family knows where they've been. The family looks at them different. But is that fair for them to still be guilty after they've served their time? Or is it fair for them to have to struggle to get a job? Or is it fair for them to have to struggle to be in a room and not feel like they're being judged for a mistake, or maybe not a mistake, just a good DEA, or what do people call DA? What is it fair? So the forever guilty comes from that, because I know somebody, I ain't gonna say no name, brought somebody to our house and they had a ankle bracelet on. What are you having?
I'm sorry. My bad.
I saw it, but my guards didn't automatically go, oh, why does he want to ask 1,000,001 questions on the ankle bracelet? So I feel like, but because I heard different stuff after the fact, and it's like, so are we going to always pay for our mistakes, or are we going to have a good heart and let people live? That's all they want to do, live.
Yeah. And because, like I said, it's okay for us. Sometimes it's okay for us to look past the R. Kellys and the Bill Cosby. But what about our people in our community? Are we able to give these people
the Ray Rays?
Yeah, another chance, and or do like you said, are they forever? The dude that sold drugs and went to jail,
right?
The dude that did this.
Can you not go to jail and change who you are? Because I feel like you can. I shouldn't forever be held in contempt of being around my people because of some mistake that I've made. If I haven't crossed you, you shouldn't have a problem with me anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me get to this comment that Carlos made earlier. I'm just now seeing it. He says, I don't believe R. Kelly is what they are trying to make him out to be. This sexual predator of some sort. What you talking about, Willis? Those parents are just as liable for whatever he is being punished for. Yes, they are, but he is still a sexual predator. Yeah. He is still that.
He liked them young girls, but them parents need to be held accountable.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but they were not. And they were not.
But what is the word? Preyed. They preyed on R. Kelly.
Yes.
So he is the criminal, but he's also the victim.
Yeah. And then, like I said, the fact that his ex-wife, after you threw him up on the bus and rolled him over a couple times, you want to drag him and be like, you know what? You have to separate the man from from that. We can never deny that he is the most.
Well, where was that same attitude when you was out there talking about how he ain't paying his child support?
Yeah.
Okay. Anissa says everyone can be.
Hey, Anissa.
Everyone can be extended for forgiveness, but trust has to be earned or established again.
Yes.
And one's caution can and should be viewed based upon the crime. If he or she raped a child, that just automatically.
Yeah,
I will not be leaving my child with them.
I know that's right.
Right. Because I was just listening to a memory of the preacher. He was like, everybody can't be left home with Uncle Jeff. We already know that. Protect your children.
Yeah.
If he or she robbed the corner store while on drugs, they're clean now and they've served their time, that's a little different.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with you, Anissa, because I just think that you really have to be extended that grace and that mercy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a little visitor in here right now. Nobody wants to hear all that. Please don't knock our light out. If y'all could, every time we trying to do something, yeah, we talking to somebody. I wish he would just pop his head right here so that y'all could see who over here trying to have a whole conversation with us while we trying to talk to y'all about being guilty forever. Because Ray, who used to steal from grandma,
yeah,
and his mama, and the cousins, and everybody, gonna always be the thief in the family.
Yeah, and
he's gonna always be the thief. So if he ever goes to jail for stealing, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
we're not letting him come back in the house.
But think about it. I think if we was just really honest, we have all these people in our family. We have people that steal. Mm-hmm. We have people that touch on kids. We have people.
I don't know anybody in my family that has ever done that, but I want. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, well, in most families, you have all those extremes.
I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying I don't know. Hold on. I don't know.
Well, but I like I said, I believe in giving them all some grace and mercy. But I'm not gonna lie to you. My cousins that steal, when they come on, or if they come over my house, I'm putting up all my stuff. I'm gonna put my purse up, hide it somewhere, and it's just I do give them a chance, but I am gonna still hide my stuff, my valuables.
Well, I don't want to invite anybody to my house that I know.
No,
I don't because if I have to do that, then that's an extreme that I'm not willing to go through. Mm-hmm. I should be comfortable having you in my house.
I'm gonna be comfortable, but I'm gonna have
that goes back to the conversation from last week. If I know somebody is always messing with somebody's husband, I'm not gonna have them in the house with my husband.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
I don't know. It's
the exact same thing.
Together, and all your family members.
All my family ain't coming because only ones coming are the ones that's invited people. If I didn't invite you, why are you here? Why is she here, Ike? Yeah. No. You can't be a thief and I have to put my stuff up when you're around. How can I be comfortable in my house if I have to put my stuff up? No. Well, we don't have much in here anyway. Not for you to just be stealing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a lot.
So I don't think that I would be, unless you go take a painting or something off the wall. I feel like I'm going to see you do that. And as many security cameras as we have, you're going to be called. I'm going to send you to jail. Family or not.
Somebody say yes. No one is
Nene.
Nene, really? How are you gonna sit there and tell your family member they can't come to your house?
Thank you.
Steals?
Thank you. You're just not invited.
Tacky. That's tacky.
Well, if she would rather be uncomfortable, I already told you my happiness is the only thing that really matters.
I'm not gonna be uncomfortable. I'm just gonna hide.
You are gonna be uncomfortable. Redwood says,
"That's my sister-in-law." Hey, sister-in-law.
If I gotta lock up my valuables, they are not welcome. Exactly. Boom. How can I say you're welcome? Mi casa es su casa? No.
Okay, wait a minute, sister-in-law. You are always having lots of get-together, family functions.
She didn't invite anybody who was
But what if somebody shows up? You don't just say, "Oh, you can't come in because you can't."
Who invited you?
You can't.
You did not RSVP. We do not have room for you.
Let's say it's Christmas time. You know how people. I'm from the country.
I already know you're coming to my house.
People drop in all the time.
No, people don't just drop in here. Not my family. Not without me knowing that they're coming. Not without me knowing that they're coming. Okay, they said for sure. Why would you make yourself uncomfortable in your own house? Don't let them come over no more, Marsha. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That makes no sense to me. Now, Marsha, you know me. And nobody has time to get in fights. You can't now we in my house fighting, breaking up my stuff. Who does that? Just don't come. If you have not sought counseling for your issue of picking up stuff that don't belong to you and putting it in your pocket, don't come here. And
what if they don't steal anymore?
I don't know that.
Exactly.
I don't want to tempt them. Like I said, if they always was a thief, they can't just, I'm not going to just welcome them in my house. If I feel like my husband can't leave his wallet in the living room, sitting on the whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has a tendency to just put it wherever.
I do too.
Even if he don't have any money in it.
Everywhere.
Okay. Loretta says, ain't no way I'm going to be uncomfortable in mine. Exactly. Carla says, don't try popping up unannounced trying to surprise us. You're going to get surprised, even if I am at home. Boy, you need to stop. You know, you be letting people all leave the house.
And cause that's exactly because he's, look.
But nobody's going to just pop up on us. If they pop up, they've already called because they're in the Dallas area. They're not going to just pop up.
Okay, so
because we be popping somewhere else.
No,
now they breaking in and the police over here getting them like that.
No, I'm telling you, people pop up, especially during the holidays.
They're gonna pop up on her because she allows that. Yeah. That's what she allows in. That's the chaos she allows in her life. We different over here at the Lewis residence. We different.
I'm not gonna be able to tell somebody.
We was built different. We was built different over here. I'm not gonna tell them either. They're gonna automatically know that when we having a conversation. If I talk to them, because 9 times out of 10 I don't. If we having a conversation, they was like, "Yeah, Tanya told me that she was coming down there. You should let me come with her. Is it okay?" Tanya ain't coming to my house. When she coming here? Because I ain't approved that, and that's my sister. Just like that. Boom. No, you not coming, boo. Tanya told you what? Tanya ain't coming here.
I don't have it in
because I'm gonna be out of town that weekend. I ain't even tell you what weekend. It don't matter. I'm out of town every week.
I don't have it in me. They gonna come and I'm just gonna hide all my stuff and tell Victor because Victor's notorious for laying all his stuff around. You need to put I just don't. They will a thief will forever. No,
be guilty.
No, okay, but that's what we're talking about tonight in our community. How do we break past it and start?
Carla says I can leave my wallet wherever I want to in my house, whoever there, because they already felt my vibe and know that they can come up missing. Just like my wallet.
This was stupid.
I mean, it doesn't matter what community. It could be black, white, green, purple. If I know you are a thief, I'm not going to just openly let you in my house. Although I really feel like you're gonna take a boss. I mean, don't take that because that's cute right there.
Exactly. You know, a lot of stuff we ain't got that much. A lot of your values and stuff are already put up anyway,
or on my person.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we just have to make sure that there's room for forgiveness.
But I don't need everybody outside having it in doing the barbecue out back, right? Mm-hmm. Splashing and acting a whole fool, and somebody in my house sneaking around while everybody out there. And 3-4 rooms then been broken into, people missing stuff out of their suitcase and they purse.
They took all your tiles.
I mean, other people, because you have to think about other people that you have in your house too.
Yeah.
Because if we outside, we don't know what's happening inside.
Yeah.
So if I'm outside now, I got where little bit go.
All these names.
I'm just coming up with stuff because little bitch, y'all know she'll steal. Somebody run in that house and see what she doing. Don't say nothing. Just go in there and get some Kool-Aid or something. That should not be. No. So you have to have limits. You can say they're no longer guilty, but you don't want to tempt them either. I'm not tempting
you. Don't want them to go back to their old ways.
I'm gonna make sure you are right for the rest of your life.
All right. I'll take that, and I'm learning something too, because sometimes I'm a little naive.
Right, that's the problem. I don't want to be naive. If I know you steal, and if you are a murderer, I'm definitely not going to trust you to come.
Okay, now, yeah,
I'm definitely not going to trust you to just come. Like when I say murderer, I mean kill several people at different times. In different ways. I just feel like, but if something happened, you was in a car accident and the other person, that I don't look at that the same. But I am going to make sure I'm monitoring if you're drinking alcohol. So I guess you will be treated differently, but at the same time, I want you to be around us. But there will be temptations of being around me. So I don't want to tempt you. So you just ain't no need to come over.
Oh, Lord.
Just stay where you at, because you don't know how to hold your liquor. You be wanting to get behind the wheel of a car. Don't come over here.
I'm not doing this. Well, I'm gonna leave it alone.
I just like to make you laugh.
You do.
Okay.
You're a miss.
David says, if I find something missing and people are still there, we're going to go outside and have a whole mass formation at close intervals.
There's no way.
It's just hard. It's hard. It's hard. When it comes to stealing, it's really hard.
It seems to me like we're harder on people that steal.
I feel like we are. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, I think we're harder on people that steal. We always side eyeing them, and
because they known to pick up something. You ain't gonna get nothing but $6 for that, because that's all I paid for it. Don't look at my stuff and think it's expensive. It's not. The hell I look like.
Yeah, so we gotta have in our community, we have to have some room for grace and mercy and restore these people. And just because they were convicted and they are out and they have served their time, we don't keep looking at them as the convict. Hey, you know what? That just reminded me. Remember, we had a show last year about people that got out of jail and about rehabilitation and stuff like that. And I think that's part of it. And the one thing that I have realized is that from the pandemic, we have produced a lot of Black-owned businesses. I'm talking about a truckload of them. So, I think that that's one way of helping our community when they get out of prison and stuff, is that we help these people. We employ them.
America. Who is this we? Because my business only got one employee.
For those that have the room to hire more, they should.
Let's talk about here about to do a damn in-rank strip search.
See there.
David said it's called the labeling theory.
Oh, you know what? And let me tell you, the past 2 weeks, that's the whole labeling thing. That's exactly what that is, the labeling theory.
But we've been talking about different labels.
Exactly.
About the past 2
weeks. Labels. That's exactly it.
Once you're labeled a thief, though, I'm just saying, you have a real bad history of stealing stuff. Even if you don't go to prison for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you just know to go in Aunt Becky's house and Aunt Karen and Aunt Sheila house, and you always pick up something that don't belong to you. Steal baby shoes. I mean, listen, baby, thieves got it bad. Let me stop. Let me stop with this here labeling theory.
I sit here and I think this is what I think.
My eyes are deceiving me, or there's some grease or something on that lens. I feel like where are my napkins? Y'all excuse me for a second.
It looks blurry.
Yes.
I thought it was my glasses. I've been thinking it was my glasses.
That's why she over here wiping her glasses like that.
I've been thinking it's my glass. I'm like, I can't.
There's okay. Let me read what Carlos says. He says there are several second chance organizations for ex-cons. The thing is, they never really got rehabilitated while they were locked up.
Yeah, I believe that.
Okay, but a lot of prisons have rehabilitation programs. I don't know what the criteria is for them actually getting into it, but they have a little different church organizations and different things but it's so many people in prison. I guess they can't really.
I don't think that the rehabilitation centers in a prison actually help.
She said they don't do rehabs in jail.
Okay. And see, that's what I'm saying. I think that they constantly, that once people go to prison, I don't think that they take the time out to really pour into them. They want them to keep coming back, because once they come in, that's a cash cow. We have to look at it. That is cash.
So they make it to where they keep doing stuff so they can keep adding time
instead of when they get in there, they go to rehabilitation. I'm talking about rehab. Help them truly learn a trade, especially of those that can potentially get out and have a life.
Loretta said not in Louisiana. They don't have rehabs. She said prison is not about reform anymore.
Exactly, and to me,
but that's the reason why a lot of people are trying to fight for prison reform. But that shouldn't be something we have to fight for.
But you have all these billionaires and millionaires who are investing and getting Loretta. Prisons.
She said a revolving door, especially for our young.
Yes. I completely.
They're privatized now.
Yes, they have been monetized. That's money, and they are waiting for their money to come right back through the door.
Carlos says those programs are not set up to rehabilitate inmates.
It's a systemic cycle for one of the most profitable organizations in the country. I agree with you 110%. Nobody cares about reforming. They care about I'll see you later. You'll be back.
Yeah.
You'll be back. And to me, that's
we're gonna keep your bunk warm for you.
Yeah. Instead of them being in there in those four walls and they doing group therapy, doing rehab, and like I said, teaching them a trade.
David says prisons are big money.
Yes.
They just checking the block.
And then they return them back to the community, and here we are
broken.
Yes, and here we are trying to have a show about how we're gonna bring them back in and give them what they need. It's
a lot. I was gonna say that, Carlos. The prison system replaced slavery. It's free labor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they came up with, and of course, it's full of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if we don't give them a reason, they just want to take you to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to stack charges up against you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not.
I was watching a video today of a guy. He got pulled over. His windows were like really dark tinted. The police officer pulled him over and said, "Hey, I was looking, your tint is like really, really dark, and it's against the law here in Florida for your tint to be, this dark."
Mm-hmm.
And so he kept talking to the guy. He's asking for his license, his insurance, and the guy, he's like, "Why you so nervous? Why you so nervous?" And anyway, the guy goes on. He gives him
watch all these people get killed by the police.
Yes, he gives him his license. Then he gives him his registration, but his registration is he still has it's expired, but he still has to the end of the month. Mm-hmm. So he's okay with that. The cop asked him about his insurance. He finally was able to pull up his insurance, and he says, "Okay, all of that is done." He's told the man about his tent. If you're gonna give him a ticket or not. He goes, "You know what? I smell a hint of weed in there." It's like when you first got there, it's like he kept after he didn't get the license, the registration.
He didn't get him on that.
It's like he to me, he was doing his job, but to me, I felt like he kept digging and more. And he's like, "I smell weed in there. You got some weed in there? It's okay if you got a little weed in there."
No, but I sure wish I had some, man. God dang, because you stressing me out right now.
Then he goes, "If I go run your thing, you got some warrants or whatever." and he hadn't ran his information or anything. He just kept saying, I smell weed. He told him to put the car and drive. Man, that boy in park. That boy threw that car and drive and was trying to drive off, and the police was holding on, and the police pulled out his gun, and the man is just hollering, man, why couldn't you just let me go? And he just stops. But I'm trying to remember why I even told that story.
Okay, well, why are you trying to remember? Davis says many of America's wealthy depend on high recidivism, whatever, rates to line their pockets. Carlos says Klansmen change their hoods and replace them with cop uniforms. I probably need to put my damn glasses on. Judge robes and lawyer suits.
That's true. Oh, okay. I know why I said that. Because of that.
Hi, Keisha. Welcome to the stage. We have to get to a place where we're fighting the system that allows Black and brown people to go to prison for long terms for crimes that when white people do it, they get a smack on the wrist. We have to do that while at the same time minimize the glorifying of serving time and being in jail to our kids. That's good.
That's good.
That's real good. Well, speaking of that, Keisha, you posted Sha'Carri, what's the girl name? Richardson. You posted about her and her thoughts on it being a Black against white thing. Mm-hmm. She used a substance that isn't a performance enhancing thing. And of course, she's gonna always be looked at as the one who had drugs in her system. Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
And the little Russian chick, because she was a teenager that had performance enhancing drugs in her system, they're still allowing her to participate in the Olympics. She's showing the double standards that they have for Black and white athletes.
But Sha'Carri is more of a threat than the rest of them, and I hate.
Why? Because she's Black?
No. That's what I'm saying is that in their mind, Sha'Carri is more of a threat. She broke all these records. She's doing all these things or whatever. And at the end of the day, as much as we hate it, they fear us. And any time that there is where we are going above and beyond, it's just a way sometimes it's just to knock us back. And I think she was right for exposing it, and because I would too. But
yes, but she took drugs to increase her heart.
Right.
Exactly. She took something that was gonna change her performance.
Yeah.
For better. Versus Sha'Carri, she changed her performance for worse.
Like, slow her mind down.
Who does that? You need all that adrenaline. Right, she was cheating.
Yeah. But we're always penalized more. But and it's like, you don't want to say, well, that's just what happens to us. It's not fair. But what do? It's like, how do we make the change? I think that's and I just think that a lot of it is because of how the media and the world view us. They make us out to be, like I say, I always say, animals. They make us out to be scary. They're scary people. That's why when cops and different people approach us, their guard is always up.
Did you see The Hate U Give? Did y'all see The Hate U Give? And remember, I think it was Common. Common was the girl's dad, right? Mm-hmm. Or uncle or somebody like that. Anywho, he was a cop. And she asked him, when you see a Black person, are you more nervous when walking up to a Black person versus a white person in a situation? And he said yes.
Yeah.
So we obviously see ourselves like that too.
Yeah. But like I say, it's because I almost want to say we've been brainwashed. I always tell people there's 45 million Black people on this earth. And even if 44 million was doing bad, there's still 1 million that's doing good. But we never see
because that's not what they want to highlight. People. They want to highlight the bad stuff.
Yeah, but I also say that we set our own selves up. You know, just walking in the store, I went to the store earlier. I was so annoyed by this Black woman. The store was completely quiet. And she walking around, she had her little earplugs in her thing, and she was just being so loud. And it was like, why? It's like we set our own selves up too, y'all. I love y'all, but you need to stop wearing your bonnets in the store. You need to stop wearing your hair.
Just put on something like this that says Bad Hair Day.
And it annoys me when I see young girls. It's like, we as women, we as men, especially us in our 40s and in our 50s, it's like we ain't taught these kids nothing. These kids are lost. And a lot of it is our fault. They fault. Mine is, she obedient.
I tried. Hey, world, this is what I produced. Now, I raised them better. I told them better. They just didn't do better. That's all. That's a lot of times. That's all you can say.
Households.
House shoes work on my nerve. Households. I had to look down at it again. Like,
okay, let me clean these glasses off again.
That's house shoes.
My bad.
Remember when we went to Minnesota and I asked my sister, why do you have on those house shoes? Why did you travel like that?
Yeah, my bad.
It works my nerves too, Keisha.
That's
all you can find.
Yeah, house shoes and the
PJs.
Yes. But it be those bonnets. The bonnets get me every time.
It gets Monique too.
Those bonnets. And I'm talking about, like, I look at, every time I see one, I look at them and I just look at them, letting them know I disapprove of your bonnet. And I want them to ask me something. Ask me what I'm looking at. Ask me. I'm going to tell them. I'm looking at you with that bonnet on your head, looking at food.
I guess. Okay, where are we at? Okay, what else we were going to, should have wrote something down. We didn't write it down. That's okay, though.
So, there was something else. Oh, we have to definitely, well, it's only 48. We got to shout out Simone Biles.
Oh, okay.
Because it's February. We're Black, and that Black, beautiful love. Who does she marry, or who does she get engaged to? The
some tall dude. I don't know. Some tall dude. That's all I saw.
Jonathan Owens, and he's so handsome. He's a handsome boy. So, yeah.
So it's February and it's love. What now?
Black love. Because we're in a Black Wealth Ambassadors group.
You were excited about her.
Yes.
Her little self.
Yeah, I love her.
So little.
Yeah, I love her.
Aww.
And she is an excellent example of a young Black woman who is being great. She definitely has that Black girl magic. And I love to, put those type of people out there.
So if you don't know who Simone Biles is, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but she is the GOAT in gymnastics. Mm-hmm. And she is Black history. You like that?
I
do. Okay, Carlos says, okay, the village is no longer raising our kids. The system ensured that when they got rid of punishment in schools and made it a crime to discipline your kids. Okay. They also did that when they took the dads out of the homes so women can get welfare.
Yeah. And we've talked about that.
We've talked about that.
But like I said, for me, I feel like I'm at a place where I'm tired of blaming that this is what we got. So how do we move past all of this? What do we do? And I think that that's probably the one question that's messing all of us up.
Keisha said, we can't discipline our kids. I beat mine.
Me too, Keisha. Me too. Me too.
Who you beat?
I whooped Gianna's butt.
You better leave my baby alone.
No, I whooped Gianna's butt.
Let me go ask her about this.
Yeah. I whooped her in the store.
Let her tell me something different.
I whooped her in the store.
Let her tell me, because my mind is telling me that you're just making up stuff for the audience.
No.
Because if you been hitting on my baby,
I hit her.
Now I said that I wasn't trying to take your child, but for stuff like that, I mean, okay, that's what's wrong with us.
See, that's what's wrong with kids.
We use a slave mentality to raise our children. Oh, because that's what Master did. He wanted to beat us. Carlos said. Keisha Carlos said, "You gonna mess around and have CPS at your door." Kill got plenty of them. Not for me though, because I didn't play that. Don't be beating on my babies.
No,
get their daddy to do the work.
It's a shame.
Yes.
My husband spanks too.
So they never really got it, really. But okay, back to somebody's question. So how do we get our village back?
Yeah, how do we when the guy that gets out, when the guy or the woman get out of prison, how do we, the kids, how do we get our village back? What do we do? And I think that that's a conversation worth having. Where do we go from here? We went through slavery. We done got out of slavery. We free. We making money. We taking trips. We doing all that good stuff. How do we get back to empowering our community?
I feel like Keisha is an example of becoming a part of the village.
Okay.
Because she is now a coach herself. Go Coach K! Hey, Coach K! Coach K. So now she has more of an influence because she's not just her and her husband. They're not just with the boys anymore. Now they're with the girls as well. And so being in that position gives them the ability to influence our young people in the right direction. So
and then you know how when I was growing up, teachers were respected, teachers were honored, and
now teachers are cursed at and spit on, and I couldn't do it. And
I feel like they've been beaten down so much that they don't even have that thing that old teachers used to have. They're just there. I don't know. I know they're just in a space.
David says we take back through laws, the system, voting, and setting an example.
Okay, and so David made a very good point. So I think a lot of times our issue is when it comes to voting. We want to vote specifically for, if you're Democratic, if you're Republican, instead of looking what the person has to bring to the table. There are some Republicans, there are some Democrats that are not good, but we will go ahead and pick them, put them in office, knowing that they're not going to do a good job, but we want to stay true to our party. It's like we also have to get educated. I think a lot of it also, I love what David put on their laws, the system, voting, set an example, but a lot of it is also education. Black people don't like to read. We want to sit here and we want to get it from social media or get it from the news, but instead of researching and getting an understanding for ourselves.
Keisha says it's got to be with the kids because grown people already made up their minds.
Yeah.
Them kids don't respect those teachers, but you bet Coach K gets they respect because I let them know.
Yes, and kids know who they can play with and who they
Right.
can't play with, and they'll try you, but as long as you stand firm, they get it. And I think that's the thing. We got too many soft back parents. They just soft noodle back parents. I don't know.
Yeah, like when you used to get in trouble at school, everybody used to beat you on your way home. We need those type of parents and teachers versus the ones that the parents that says, I know you wasn't talking to my talking. You know what I should have did to your dang badass child. Carlos says neighborhoods aren't what they used to be. Families have grown apart, so traditional values and beliefs have changed so much over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keisha, I remember.
And he Carlos brings a valid point. Neighborhoods have changed. like I was telling y'all when we was at our house, my neighbors, they don't even want to look in my direction.
But it's not just I feel like because the world has changed so much and everybody is moving and doing things differently, because the way I was raised is not the way my children was raised.
Yeah.
We were raised around our cousins.
Yeah.
My kids were not raised around their cousins the way I was raised around my cousins.
Yeah.
So their want or need for being with their family is not the same as my wants and needs for being with my family.
Yeah.
So I feel like for us, that's what makes the difference. No matter how much we, you try to go see your family and be with your family or whatever, it still didn't give them the opportunity to make those same memories the way I made memories.
Yeah.
Because by the time they're around, we have social media and we have all these different gadgets that took them away from making those type of connections with their cousins.
And so you just brought up a very valid point.
I know I did. I'm smart.
About the whole social media things and us having to, the one thing that I was talking to Victor about with Gianna, because she's being raised in a social world. She has a tablet and stuff like that. But I still bought her a bunch of toys, and I told him, I said, we have to, on the weekends that you're out, we have to go on a hike, go on a walk, go do stuff like that, outside stuff. And then we have a backyard so that she can play and run, because I think a lot of these kids, they've forgotten how to go outside and just play like
and drink
normal
from the
kids.
Water fountain, the water faucet.
Yes,
the water hose. Let the hot water run out first.
Yes. And I think that, like I said, I just really believe in reality that we, as especially Black people, we were given the opportunity to start making money. And because we may have come from a home where there was not a lot of money, sometimes we can get caught up in what they call the rat race. And so our focus is on making money and trying to create this life for our kids. And we've given them everything.
And that's what we're going to talk about next week, people.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that right there.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot to say, but we're at 58 minutes. So I can't discuss my upbringing.
Yeah. So I think that is a good segue, because I really think that we should talk about that. We've given these kids everything.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You give them everything and then they have nothing when they're adults. Nothing but needing you. And
we've created a generation that is very
entitled,
but
they're confused because I feel sometimes that they don't understand the difference between them being a Black kid with entitlements and having friends that are white, but they have more entitlements and they can't act the same way. I feel like sometimes they forget. You can't do what that they do.
And I almost feel like, why do we have to do that?
But we want it to change. I feel like it's a way of expressing it without making them feel like they're bad people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have privilege, use it.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to end it on that note. So we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and I pray that you tune in next week.
Yeah, because we're gonna be talking about your kids, your entitled kids, and my entitled child.
That's not only we're going to talk about where we came from, how we grew up, and the things that are different between us and our children, and how the things that we believe versus the things that they believe.
Yeah.
I wish we had one of our kids that could get on. And
look at you. See, mine is watching.
We're gonna have to bring her. You think she'll come in next week to talk about her entitlement?
Mm-hmm.
She probably won't. Okay, Carlos says, he says a lot. Social media has a big influence on this younger generation. It could be a big help if it was used properly. I see people celebrate negative events than positive events. So that creates more negative energy in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But we're gonna definitely talk about it next week, and we pray that you all are able to log in and come hang out with us and let us know how you grew up and the difference in the way you grew up, what motivated you, the way your kids are growing up, and how you're trying to motivate them to have the same drive and ambition that you have.
Because you are the ones who impact this next generation. It's your responsibility. So it's time for us to take that responsibility.
Yes. Okay, so this has been Let's Talk About It with Marsha and Toya. Tune in next week for another episode of Let's Talk About It.
Have a good night.
Good night, y'all.